Welcome back to Badass Websites here in BOMU. We're currently in Module 2, Building Your Pages, and we're in Lesson 2, Your About Page. In this lesson, you will learn how to structure your About page, and I'm also going to show you some design options for each section of your About page. Before we get started, I wanted to offer a quick important note. Your About page will showcase your origin story, but it's really not actually about you. So you're going to be writing your About page in a way that the people reading it can identify themselves in your story. So you need to keep that in mind when you're creating the copy for your About page. Your About page will answer the following questions for the reader: who you are, what makes you the expert they need, and that's actually the origin story part of your About page, what and why you do what you do, and how you can help them. So the origin story part of your page, we're going to get into that in just a second, and that's the part where you're really writing your origin story in a way that they can identify you as the expert they need or identify themselves in your story. So here are the three main elements of your origin story that you need to include in the structure of your About page. First, there's the hell, or the problem that you experienced in your origin story. The second one is the change, which is also the solution that you found that got you the solution for the problem that you experienced. And then the third is the heaven, which is the result that you got from the solution that you found. So everybody's origin story should include the hell, the change, and the heaven, which is the problem you experienced, the solution you discovered, and the results that you created because of the solution that you found. You may be thinking, hey, I'm a professional. I'm actually not my ideal customer. I did not go through the same hell as my audience. If that's the case, your origin story will cover how you became the expert to help them. You're still going to cover the hell, the change, and the heaven, or the problem, the solution, and the result. But what you're going to do is you're really going to talk about it from the professional standpoint of, here's the common problem I've been seeing. Here's a solution I created to solve the problem that I've been seeing among the people that I serve. And here's the results that they've been getting. And so you're going to chronicle the story and the journey when it comes to creating and finding that solution and offering it to your audience. Also, every landing page, this is an important reminder, every landing page on your site has the potential to be the first experience someone has with your brand. In this lesson, we're talking about the About page. In the last lesson, we talked about the home page. And while the home page does link to the About page, don't assume that they've gone to your home page before they've landed on your About page. Your About page is going to be linked elsewhere as well. You might share it in an email, you might share it on social media. This might be the first page they ever experience for your brand on your website. With that in mind, you might also find that some of the sections that we have on your About page feel kind of repetitive from what you already put on your home page. This is why. We want to, yes, we're going to be repeating ourselves, but it's because we're actually not assuming that they've actually experienced your messaging or your branding or your website yet. So we have to create our pages, our core pages, with that in mind, that this might be the first time they've ever had an interaction with your brand. Okay, now let's move on to the anatomy of an About page. The first section, just like in your home page, you're going to have a hero section, and you're also going to have a freebie section. So it's important to optimize all of your core pages for lead generation, and this is how we're going to do it. Then you're going to get into your origin story. So you're going to have the hell section, the change section, and the heaven section. And yes, those are all three different sections, so you can kind of dive deeper into those parts of your story. Then you're going to have the mission section, and your work with me section, and then again, the general opt-in or global opt-in section. All right, let's dive into the anatomy a little bit more closely. So your hero section, again, just like in your home page, the About page hero section is a section directly under your primary menu at the top of your About page. And again, you're going to introduce yourself. Again, you don't want it to look the same exact design and phrasing as your homepage hero section, because if someone does click from your homepage to your about page, you want them to be able to recognize that yes, they are on a new page. So you're going to be doing a different version maybe of your differentiator statement or your mission statement, or you're going to be talking a little bit, you're going to do your elevator pitch, but it's just going to be a different version of it, okay? Or on one page, your homepage, you can put your differentiator statement, or you can put your elevator pitch on your homepage and your differentiator statement on your about page hero section. So think of it that way. Again, the hero section is the only place on your about page where the H1 heading will show. And so you're going to have that heading, just like in the homepage, you're going to have that H1 heading appear in your hero section. All right, you're also going to have your freebie section. Again, this is the section directly under your hero section, optimized for lead generation. And you already did that on your homepage. You can do the same freebie section, or you can do a very specific freebie. You can do a different style of freebie section. And I'm going to show you an example of that in the wireframe in a bit. All right, let's talk about the hell or the problem section. This section will highlight the main conflict of your origin story, okay? So the main conflict, problem, or struggle that you dealt with that you needed to have solved in your own story, okay? Again, this could be yours, or if you're a professional and you didn't go through the same hell, it could be the hell that your ideal customer deals with, the people that you serve, that you've already worked with, what they deal with if you've never been through the same hell. Generally, your customer is likely problem aware to an extent. They understand what the problem is, or that they have a problem. They don't may not understand the depth of the problem or the deep issues that cause the problem, but they're aware that there is a problem, okay? And this is where you get to share your story about your experience with the same problem that they face in a way that helps them connect and identify with you. This is the section you want your readers to read and think, exactly, this is me, they get me. And then we're going to get into the solution section. This is the part of your origin story where you share the changes you made to solve your problem in your own origin story, okay? What was the catalyst that made the change possible for you? Think of it that way. If you were writing from your customer's perspective of their problem for professionals, this is where you'll start sharing the catalyst you've seen in your customers' lives. So the solution that you discovered, the solution that you bring to the table for your clients, this is what you would be sharing that solution with them if you're a professional and you have not experienced this for yourself. All right, so let's get into the heaven or the results section. This is the part of your origin story where you'll get to lay out the results you got because of the change, okay? You'll be sharing what happened after you implemented the solution and solved the problem. This is where your reader wants to be, okay? You've been there, or you've gotten it for your clients if you haven't been through the same hell that they've been. And you get to show them through your story that this is possible for them and you're the proof. Okay, so that's what you're highlighting here. The mission section, this is a section where you will talk about the mission that came about as a result of your origin story. Okay, now that you've shown your reader the solution to their problem, a solution does exist and it works, you get to share why your transformation has inspired you to help other people solve their problem too. If you haven't experienced the same problem as your customer, you'll get to share why you're passionate about helping them solve their problem and make the hell to heaven transformation. When they finish reading the mission section, you want the person to finish reading thinking, this is the person I want to have help me. And then this section, the mission section, is going to link directly to your products and services page or your work with me page. This is where you're starting to say, hey, I can help you. This is why I want to help you. And then here's a button to come over and see how I can help you. Directly under that, you're going to have a work with me section. This is basically the same thing that you had on your home page, and you're going to start showcasing how you're going to help, how you can help them. And this is where you can give an overview of your proprietary method or your approach to helping your clients, and then invite them to visit your work with me page to get more in-depth information about how they can work with you or buy your offer. So this will also be linking to your work with me or your products and services page. And while on the home page we did show you some examples of, you can showcase your individual offers, here I kind of recommend that you would actually do more of an overview of how you help people, and then give them a reason to click over and see exactly what you offer to do that. And then just like on your homepage, you have your general opt-in section, which is just a section that offers a form for people to get on your list. This doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be linked to a freebie, but you can do just a general opt-in that is connected to a double opt-in, again, to keep those bots off your list. And then generally we connect them to, in our system, they go directly into our welcome sequence from this form. So let's look closer here. Let's take a look at the About page wireframe example that I've created for you. All right, in this example, we have our About page, and some of the sections are going to look very similar to the home page with a couple tweaks. So in this hero section, you're going to still have an H1 headline. You're going to have an image of yourself, or if you're the face of your brand, I highly recommend that. And then you're going to have either your elevator pitch, your core differentiator statement, or your mission statement here. And you want to make sure this is different from what's on the home page. You want to make sure when they're coming to your About page, if they've come from your home page, they know they're on a new page. And then we did set up here the freebie section. We did do a form here. Some people do like doing an embedded form. This is what that would look like for it to show entirely above the fold. You can do a small section like this. And remember, on the About page, the freebie is not the primary focus here. It's just, you want to be optimizing for lead generation. Sometimes people aren't ready to go any deeper, but they want your freebie. So this is a great way just to have a short freebie section, and then you can offer a quick form there. I do recommend, if you do a form, that you do use reCAPTCHA to keep the bots off your list. I do not recommend a double opt-in setup for a freebie. I do, in lieu of that, we just highly recommend that you're constantly cleaning your list of bad leads instead of that, to keep bots from being on your list and hurting your deliverability. Alternatively, if you want to just avoid the form, just use a button here that goes to your landing page for your freebie, which is what we typically do. And then we're going to talk about on your page, you're going to start talking about the hell. So I just have a full width text section with a header. Here is an example. You can do that. Then you have the change section where I did a design layout that has an image, and you have a little bit of text and a header. So that's what you can do. And then we have a full width again. And the results section, the heaven section, does have a button to go to your work with me page. This is an example of how you can lay that out. And then you have your work with me section that actually invites them to go check out your work with me page. And you talk about a little bit more about your mission and all of that stuff there. Okay. And then we have the global opt-in and your footer as well. And remember, these are just examples of layouts. You don't have to follow this layout exactly, but you can look at it, and if you wanted to switch the page, the side that the image shows up on, or if you didn't want to do full width, you can do that. But what I recommend is you're going to notice in these layouts that we are doing different backgrounds for the different sections, and we do that very specifically and strategically to give the reader's eye It basically tells their brain, we're talking about something different here. Now we're talking about something different here. We're transitioning, and it helps the brain break up the copy and the text and the design in a way that's so much easier for them to consume the message. So that's why the design is broken up into sections instead of just one long page of text. All right, so that was the wireframe example for the About page section. Underneath this video inside of BOMU, I'm also linking to a block template, a Google Doc block template for the About page that breaks down all of these sections. And I actually give you multiple examples of how you can format those different sections on your page. So you'll get more examples on that. Make sure you log in. If you're listening to this on Hello Audio, you log into the lesson on BOMU to get that. All right, in this lesson, we've talked about how to structure your About page, and we talked about the design options for each section of your About page. In the next lesson, lesson 3, we're going to talk about how to structure your Work With Me page, and I'm going to show you some more design options for the different sections on that page. So I'll see you there.